This here is Clapham Junction, which is a very large railway junction just south of the river in London. There are loads of platforms, of course. It's an old station, and I think it's certainly the biggest junction in Britain, and I suppose one of the biggest in Europe, or maybe in the world. But it's very old, as I say. And as we look up there, in the distance, the buildings of central London, or some of them.
Planned engineering works will be taking place across the South Western Railway network this weekend, Saturday,
Hampton Junction. And the trains are coming and going all the time. Hampton Court Palace, and it's just behind us. It's a marvellously warm day, the 6th of September, but it's marvellously warm, a perfect day really. So I've never been here before, Fina has never been here before, and so both of us are looking forward to a very adventurous time. In particular, I particularly want to see, and I think Fina also wants to see, the maze.
Absolutely. Teman-teman, apa kabar kalian semuanya? Dan kami berada di Hampton Court di London. Kami akan bagikan kepada kalian bagaimana indahnya, karena kami berdua seperti tim bilang belum pernah kesini. Dan yang lebih menarik untuk saya adalah pergi ke Amaze ya teman-teman ya. Nanti deh kalian pasti akan suka juga. Yuk kita jalan ke Amaze dulu. Kalian tahu kan apa maze itu? Adalah jalan yang berliku-liku, jadi kita masuk terus kita cari jalan keluarnya. Dan itu menarik sekali karena banyak jalan yang ternyata buntu, terus kita mesti cari lagi. Pokoknya seru banget deh, ya kan?
going through the maze. So far there's only one road in, but I assume fairly soon there'll be a choice of various ways, and Fina is just up there, I think. Here she is.
So, which way should we go? That way, or that way?
Right, you can choose.
Right, let's see how we go. I think we should go this way. Because there is another way go there. Another path which you want, you go that way. Or that way. Let's go this way. Ooh. Another 2 ways, that way or that way. This time you have to choose.
I will choose that way.
That way. Dead end, right? It's actually dead end. We're back again. So this way.
This is fascinating, and Fina and I, we both enjoy mazes and the concept of a maze. I suppose it's like a parable of life in general, because it's how life is. In other words, everybody's searching for the mystery of life, and that makes it fascinating. So hopefully we're on the right road, Fina Koo.
Yeah, I hope so. There's another choices. Where do you want to go?
This time you can choose.
Let me see. Look like that way. We'll see.
Okay. Yes, it is a fascinating concept, the concept of a maze. And people do like mazes. It's hard to know in general why. What is the attraction? I suppose it's a puzzle, and most people like puzzles. It's a kind of a concrete puzzle. It's something which is, you know, you can actually walk through it and hopefully find the end of it.
This way. Which way do you think? That way or that way?
I will suggest that way.
You sure?
Yes.
In this way. Teman-teman, ini excited banget ya untuk mencari jalan keluar. Karena kalau pilih jalan ke sini, tiba-tiba dead end ya, tiba-tiba tidak ada jalan. Pilih ke sana, ternyata harus balik lagi. Excited banget. Jalan lagi.
Okay, Fina, which way now?
Teman-teman, aku mulai agak sedikit capek ya cari jalan, nggak ketemu-ketemu dari tadi. Tapi kita nggak give up. Kita akan jalan terus dan terus berusaha untuk mencari jalan keluarnya. That's life, always find the right way. See you in a bit. So we go this way.
You can choose, Fina.
Right, let's go this way. Teman-teman, pada akhirnya kami menemukan jalan keluarnya. Ini dia ya.
We found a way out.
So, kami berhasil menemukannya. Yuk kita masuk ke istana sekarang.
Well, Fina, we've solved the maze, and it was fascinating. Not the most difficult maze to solve, but it's very, very famous because I think it must go back to Tudor times, to 500 years ago, and therefore particularly interesting. And of course, all the trees here, they must, in many cases, go back to those ancient times. So a fascinating park too. You know, the grounds are very nice. What do you think, Fina?
Yes, teman-teman ya, tadi amaze yang sedikit mudah ya untuk kami karena ada lebih banyak amaze yang lebih sukar untuk kami cari. Tapi secara kebetulan tadi insting kami bener ya untuk jalan karena kan banyak cabang ya, kiri kanan atau lurus gitu kan ya. Jadi pas tadi kita pilih itu jadi punya seneng sendiri ya. So teman-teman, kami sedang beristirahat di suasana di kebun di Hampton Court ya, di Palace. Bentar lagi kami akan jalan ke dalam Palace-nya ya. Pasti akan sangat menarik sekali. Nanti akan kami perlihatkan kepada kalian kan.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yuk, kita jalan lagi.
So here are the grounds of the palace. It is beautiful walkway, and one can understand why it was popular with King Henry VIII all of 500 years ago. He was, of course, the famous king, or the notorious king, who started when he was young as a great hope for England, and yet ended his days as a fat and rather cruel king. And of course, he married famously 6 wives,
Yeah.
2 of whom were executed on his orders. So in other words, life was very different in those days.
I forgot, was it Madeline?
Well, I do know his first wife was Catherine of Aragon, but she gave him a daughter, but not a son, and he wanted a son. So he divorced her, and that was forbidden in the Catholic faith, and so he changed his faith and he made his own faith, the Church of England, and that was the Reformation. And it was a time of religious turmoil in the whole of Europe. Because of course other countries at that time were rebelling against the authority of the Catholic Church, such as Germany and France and so on. Most of Northern Europe. King Henry VIII was the man who kind of broke with the Catholic Church all of about 500 years ago. He was married in a Catholic ceremony to his first wife, Catherine of Aragon. But unfortunately, she didn't give him a son, and he wanted a son. She gave him a daughter. So he divorced her, but of course divorce was not allowed in the Catholic Church. So he decided to form his own church, the Church of England. And so he succeeded in divorcing his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, and married his second wife, but she also didn't give him a son. She again gave him a daughter. But he accused her of adultery, and she ended up on the scaffold. She was beheaded, which is terribly cruel. And he had 6 wives in total, and of his 6 wives, 2 of them were beheaded. And so he ended up as a tyrant. I was just saying to Fina, look up at the camera, Fina. Hi there.
Hi.
I was just saying to Fina that we couldn't hope for any better weather than there is today. It's better than basically any day we've had during the summer. Yeah, and it's now the 6th of September. And we really should be getting ready for autumn, and yet it's perhaps the warmest day of the whole year.
Iya, benar teman-teman ya, pada musim panas nggak sepanas begini ya. Aku salah ambil baju ya, ini boiling banget. Habis aku pikir kan menjelang autumn ya, kita nggak tahu karena cuaca di Inggris itu suka berubah 1 menit bisa sepanas mataharinya ya. Kemudian 1 menit ke depan bisa hujan deras, bahkan kadang-kadang 1 menit kemudian snow. So jadi kita siap semuanya. Aku ada baju yang penting panjang dan hangat ya. Tapi ternyata ini panasnya minta-minta ampun.
us where you are now.
Well, we are in the yard of the palace. So we're going to go to inside and look around. What is in there? Hopefully we can video it, but otherwise we will tell you what is in there. Okay?
And it's said that many people are afraid to look at him in the face because I think you could get into trouble even if you looked at him directly. He had so much power. No, I want the palace.
Exactly, I mean like this, isn't it?
Of course. I didn't realise.
Makanya
You're right, I'm wrong.
kalau dikasih tahu orang tua tuh harus nurut. Sok tahu. Nggak orang sok tahu.
Sok tahu. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's better.
Wow, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, you start.
Ya, teman-teman, kami baru saja selesai melihat apa yang ada di dalam palace itu, yang juga sudah kami perlihatkan kepada kalian kan.
Hampton Court Palace.
Hampton Court Palace, ya, indah sekali dan menarik sekali, dan lebih lagi kami mendengar sejarahnya Henry ke-8 ya, yang sangat terkenal itu kan. Dan itu sangat menarik sekali. Kunjungan kali ini betul-betul menarik sekali kan?
Well, it was absolutely fantastic, and it has a long history. Built, in about 500 years ago, not for King Henry VIII, but for one of his courtiers. But the courtier fell out of favour, and he took over the palace, Hampton Court, and later it was occupied by a few others. But after Henry VIII, there were not many kings who lived here afterwards.
No.
They came here for occasions, but they preferred to live right in London.
Ya, betul teman-teman. Raja-raja zaman dulu itu hanya mempergunakan palace ini untuk entertainment, untuk kalau ada tamu gitu ya, mereka datang ke sini gitu deh. Pokoknya kalian bakal suka, dan saya tahu kalian sudah suka ya, bukan bakal suka lagi kan, kami sudah perlihatkan kepada kalian. Dan juga hari ini kami penuh pergi ke maze juga ke palace ya, ke dalamnya.
Hampton Court Palace.
Hampton Court Palace. Oke teman-teman, terima kasih untuk kesetiaan kalian. Jangan lupa ya like-nya, dan untuk kalian yang baru menemukan channel kami, The Adventure of Fina Team, jangan lupa untuk subscribe. Sampai jumpa secepatnya. Kalian semuanya take care ya. Take care, bye.
Bye bye.